Iron Crypticle is a twin-stick shooting action RPG title from the folks over at Tiki Pod, the creators of Aqua Kitty and Rockboshers. If you take the setting of Gauntlet and take the gameplay of Smash TV and add in some roguelite elements, then you'll have an idea of what Iron Crypticle is all about. So, is this title worth your time? Or should it be buried in the deepest floor of the dungeon? Let's find out. As mentioned, the gameplay is very much akin to Gauntlet and Smash TV, so if you enjoyed either one of those titles, chances are you're going to like what's here. You begin the game by choosing one of 4 heroes and have to venture through the procedurally generated crypts underneath the king's castle to retrieve the royal treasures of Kryptonia that were stolen. Controls are incredibly simple, with movement mapped to the left analog stick, shooting projectile attacks mapped to the right analog stick, dashing with the R button, and a special attack with the L button. The gameplay starts off a bit on the slower side, but will get more chaotic the farther you get. There are numerous enemies you will face, each with certain attacks to avoid. As you get farther, some of these enemies will have a palette swap with stronger attacks. It's a nice little homage to old school gaming. And when things get really tight, you can always resort to your magical Gauntlet special attack that decimates enemies within its perimeter. As you progress through areas, you will earn XP by defeating enemies, collect numerous treasures and items for points, and collect upgrades to better your stats. These range from faster fire rate, higher damage output, faster movement speed, and longer extra weapon duration. Each floor has multiple paths to take, and checking the map helps immensely when plotting your journey. There are certain rooms that will assist in your quest, such as those with a merchant to buy upgrades from, and rooms with the Castle Crusher arcade minigame. The Castle Crusher minigame is a side-scrolling segment where you must run across the screen evading the, Castle Crusher, collecting as many coins and cakes as possible while reaching the exit. Should you touch the spikes or fall in the lava, you'll lose and not get any rewards. Should you succeed, however, then any coins collected will be added to your pouch to buy items in your quest, and cakes will be added to your point counter. When you reach the end of an area, you will face the boss of the floor. Bosses are well done and definitely enjoyable to face off against. This is a roguelite game, so once doing game over, you will lose all your upgrades you earned throughout your run. On the flip side though, you will unlock new extra weapons to utilize by completing challenges in the game. Not only does the procedurally generated levels help make each experience fresh, but having this unlock system implemented also made me look forward to trying the new weapons out that I collected. Whether it was the spread shot spears, bouncing hammers, or rapid fire shurikens, they are all really enjoyable to use. Now, while the game is enjoyable to play solo, the main highlight is grabbing a few buddies to play 4-player co-op action. Co-op play works great, and players can jump in at any time during gameplay. The main trade-off is that you and your friends will share lives, and as mentioned earlier, once you run out of lives, it's back to the beginning. Upon completing the game, you will unlock New Game Plus mode and Endless mode. New Game Plus mode has you tackling harder crypts taking place after the events of the main story, but with bigger rewards. Endless mode is as the name implies, a mode to test your survival and endurance. They're both great additions to the core game. There were a few things I wasn't a fan of with the game though. The first thing was, while I did enjoy Iron Crypticle, and I did like the mechanics in place, I do wish the movement speed started a bit faster. Yeah, you can upgrade the movement speed, but the default starting speed does feel a little bit too slow personally. Second, while there is 4-player co-op, it's only for local multiplayer, so you will not be able to team up with any of your buddies online, and that's a shame. Visually, Iron Crypticle oozes 16-bit graphics. The pixel art is very well done, and it all runs at a solid 60 frames per second. Animations are minimalistic, but it's part of the game's aesthetic. Environments are also designed quite well, and have nice lighting effects to help with the immersion. There's even visual filters for scan lines and TV effects to further push the retro aspect of the game. Audio-wise, the music is pretty catchy, if a bit on the repetitive side, but it does work well with the gameplay itself. Sound effects are also pretty good and capture the arcade-like vibe of the game. Iron Crypticle is a great indie title for the Switch. The content in this game for a mere $9.99 is more than justifiable and makes for a very easy recommendation to any fans of co-op multiplayer games, especially for fans of Gauntlet and Smash TV. While the game can get a bit on the repetitive side in longer play sessions, what is here is very enjoyable. That's why I'm giving Iron Crypticle an 8.0 out of 10.